So I've been looking for a new car for months, and I just am about to buy it. Um, it's a nice one. I don't want to say what it is till I own it. Um, the guy's actually really cool. He's like a teacher. There's a bunch of synchronicities about him that are awesome. I drove by his house last night. I saw that on his picture, I couldn't really tell if it was a tag that expires had expired or expired soon, and I was like, if it's not expired, I'll get it because it means he's not lazy. Yeah, trying to ditch a vehicle that won't pass emissions is like super dirty. You have to admit that, right? And he's not that way at all. It's got a registration for a long time, and yeah, it shakes though. When you start it up, it will shake a lot, and he said it's the motor mount. He said it's like three different mechanics said it's the motor mount, which I now know how to fix. It's not too hard. It's actually pretty easy. Um, and so yeah, I'm about to go buy that today. Um, yeah, people watch me on social media. I got enemies. I have friends too. I've learned a lot of stuff. I have a lot of allies and people who know what I'm about, but there's a lot of people who are like hardcore Christian. A lot of people who circumcise and are circumcised get triggered by what I talk about. I have to talk about it. I don't want new kids to go through that. It's such just like morally, I have to do it. I'm giving kids a better body than I ever had. And there's a lot of people who don't do that. They give kids a worse body than they had. Well, I went through it. You're going to go through it. That sort of thing. Not me. I didn't like that. It stops with me. Right? So yeah, I did drive by this guy's house to see if his registration had expired or not, and it didn't. So that means that he's not getting rid of the lemon. He actually like replaced it. So yeah, the motor mount isn't expensive to fix. It's actually a pretty easy job, and I'm gonna do that. So yeah, and then a lot of people who are like, I did research to the vehicle. Very, very, very few people ever said the motor failed. The motor doesn't fail. It looks good. The motor mount fails. And it's like this like plushy thing. It's not like a rigid fixation. It's like it's designed to let it vibrate. So if it goes, it vibrates too much. Um, so he just said he doesn't have time and he's old. That is like one of those things that's like a prime used vehicle market is an old person who either just died or is suddenly too old to care for it. Like, I don't have the energy to do this anymore. That's actually a prime, really good vehicle because they took care of it up until that point. Um, yeah. So I'm gonna paint it, strip the insides out. I'm taking the headliner off and I'm taking the passenger seat out. And I'm going to put in the passenger seat like battery, maybe a fridge. I don't want to spend more than $1,000 on a battery, but $1,000 battery would be a wise investment because I could like go to a campsite and sit for a week without starting the vehicle. And I have jumpers, so yeah, anything that's like the whole USB-C rechargeable battery game changed camping. It did, especially with solar. There's a whole new league of people who do solar camping. Yeah, I gotta look at to see how you do a lift kit. Do my own vehicle lift. Give it like an extra 2 inches. My vehicle does sit a little low to the ground. That's the only thing about it. I like that it's like small engine, easy to work with. Yeah, a lot of these engines are like super compact. Yeah, it's a giant engine in like a tiny porthole, which is a nightmare. I hate that. I definitely need I want to open the hood and see the whole engine and be able to reach anything with my hands. And this is that. Definitely the too tiny for my hands is Asia. I don't know why Asians are so much smaller than us. It might be the secret government. They might be near the epicenter because they like tiny people because it makes them feel good, right? It's like you can't hurt you. Um, White people are huge. Black people are huge. Who else is really big? I've known some Mexicans that are all tiny. I don't know why. Not being offensive. It's just what I've noticed. Um, yeah, the big guy has to fight for the womb, which is kind of terrible. I do like it that in gorilla society they don't always bout. Sometimes they do a noise check. The gorillas do this too. Whoever has the deepest voice is considered the most dominant. So a good dominant person isn't going to be greedy. They're also going to care about other people's families and stuff. Sometimes to have a power checked by a really benevolent person is really lucky because they're going to let go a lot of things and set a better precedent for everyone, which I like. So yeah. Yep, getting a new car here pretty soon. So it'll save me a lot in rent. I'm excited to replace the motor mount, actually. That's a pretty cool job for me to do. I thought the motor mount would be under it. It's on the side. Yeah, and it's like this squishy ball that if it goes, it'll rattle too much, which is what it is. And it was fun because I distinctly remember when I was driving, it's like, what is this? It's rattling. He's like, it's the motor mount. And I remember it was coming from the right side. And in the video, that's exactly where the motor mount is. And it's like, oh, it is the motor mount. So, and it's cool because he's just old. He's old and he makes some good money. So he just bought a brand new vehicle. He's like, I don't need it anymore. But it was super clean. Everything's new. Spark plugs new. All the fluid basins new. All these new parts, right? And it's only a 10-year-old vehicle. So about 10 years. The one thing that gave me pause is it's Ash Wednesday, but that's not my holiday. There were times Ash Wednesday, they go, reflect on your mortality. It's not to help you. It's not to help your soul. It's to intimidate you. The government wants you scared that they could hurt you, right? And they go about telling you in the most no way, but it's true. That's what circumcision, crucifixion, all these mortifying things is remember what we could be doing, right? Which I'm not into. I do agree people should be able to live forever for free. Yeah. I'm surprised Trump let go. He pardoned that Silk Road guy, which was needed. He had a freaking term for 500 years. I'm mad about Trump's tariffs and he didn't do holographic money. That's a horrible tariffs. Really? The whole point is you're not going to be able to dig out a money at debt system. It's literally impossible, especially not by charging somebody. It's impossible. What you have to do is you have to holographic money leaks money in so slowly, but to everybody. It's efficient. It goes right to the people, and then they can choose what to spend it on. And it caps government pay, so it won't inflate. And it won't inflate because there's a competitive spot auction. Do you want to own a property? Well, everyone on the earth gets to know that property is up for sale. And they get to decide if they want to bid on it. So, people holographic money is meant to be a world takeover. And I'm doing it because I'm a crayon speed paint artist and I was wounded by the former government, the real government, Super Pedo Island. And so I'm a pretty good transitional leader because I really thought of it as what do I want to live under, what's fair. And some of the things I got rid of that were surprising was privacy. I don't want you doing anything you can't let everyone else know you're doing. I'm totally fine with the AI protecting you against murder and theft and stuff like that, but you can't share what you do. What you do will piss everyone off. I don't know if you have the right to do it. It's not that what you're doing is illegal, it's that everyone's going to know what you're up to. So I've decided or thought that there should be a dictator, right? I'm a dictator. This is what you'll do. But I have a good reason to do that because of the high efficiency speed painting. It's like, well, obviously your systems break because they're inefficient. So let me just point out some efficiencies for you. And one is like the basic income and capped government pay with an efficient the outvet spot auction is going to feel like the money disappears. It's not going to feel like it inflates. It feels like it's going to vanish. Right? So I thought too, like, what would happen if like families, like each person can own 10, but you can give money to your kids and your kids can own spot auctions. So it's like, do you have kids? Like, I have 10 kids now. There's 10 people have 10 spot auctions. That's still only 100 properties, which is still a lot fewer than the like 9,000, 90,000 properties being owned by individuals now. There's no private property ownership limit in this society now. People can just buy them all up and jack up the rent, which is a crime. I'm against that. I think that you owning a property should be a fair social agreement. You told everyone it was up for sale, and they legitimately put the absolute most money that everyone gets forward for it. You can keep it. And then you should take care of it. Why do you need more than 10 properties? You can have a rental. You can build a rental on that. And especially if you own a 3-year spot auction, that's 300 years. Can you build a 300-year-old building? Can you build a building that'll last 300 years? I think you can. And I think you can make it nice. You could collect, and then you could go like, well, that 300, once that's done, I'm going to be able to collect for my 4-year spot auction or whatever. So yeah, it still has elections. It just like simplifies it to be like every named group has a leader. There could even be like an Earth leader, like one person chosen for the planet. And hopefully the AI has good translation abilities that it's easy to talk to people. So really holographic money comes down to the key is people get in on the creation of the AI. You can't trust some group or a league of people to do it fair for everyone. You can't. Everybody needs to get involved. Anybody who wants to know how it works and get involved in it should be able to get involved. And it should be a thinker by hardware. It shouldn't be a thinker by software. It should be a thinker by, it can't be fooled. This is how we know it works. You can look at the you can have your own and look into it and see how it functions. And there should be people who are interested in backward engineering it to find like hidden compartments and stuff. I would make it really like an open thinker, something that is aware, it understands what's happening with life. There's this old saying, "Don't reinvent the wheel," um, and it's my dad said it good as a kid. I asked him deep philosophy, and he came back with this question. He goes, "When's a circle a circle?" Um, my kid answer was sometimes a circle is not a circle, which maybe an artist would understand that everything's a semi-object. But the kind of true answer is circle is always a circle. A circle is 100% always a fucking circle. So you can use that as like a dependable baseline to judge and modulate systems like this bag. These connector points are super simple, but they represent kind of prime architecture. And I know they're AI. Carfus was about that. So yeah. I hope people live forever for free. How do you travel the cosmos in a pleasure barge, enjoying yourself? Imagine there might be people who it's like the 20,000-year voyage, but they live that long easily. And so it's like, what are you really losing by going there? So yeah, I'm definitely for like slowing the birth rate. I know you fly around, there's tons of room. You're not going to run out of room, but it can still get out of control. And so people should live forever when you can leave in a spaceship, when it's easy. It doesn't require a ton of fuel or like manufacturing. It's like the spaceship grows itself and self-generates energy, which is possible. You can't, all these people laughed at me when I said that, but it's really, I meant aliens. It's really true that it's like, there's techniques. You just need to find the technique. It's not impossible. There's techniques for it. And so there's this thing in nature. It's like nature doesn't represent maximum potential. Nature's just kind of an assortment of things which are happening. And so, yeah, nature's a very local cluster, but there's ways to have an elevated type of existence. So, yeah. Anyway, I am finally over. I haven't had a vehicle in 6 months. I had a scooter. Finally about to have a vehicle and do a lot of work on it. I need to get it ready to go by July. July is when I leave. And I'll still be doing my shows and stuff just on the road again, which I needed. My shower went down, the breaker was tripped, and I didn't realize what it was, so I didn't have any water. Man, I don't need to shower. I don't. You want to clean yourself? Your nails can clean your eyes. Freaking, you can. Here's how you take a shower without any water. You get a baby wipe bag, and you could squirt some soap in it or fill it with water. You fill that with water, and then you just rub your whole body with the soapy side all up and down. You can use a few of them, and then you do the other one, and then you burn it. Yeah, so I ran into trouble because I had like too many cans. And so I decided one of my resolutions was no more cans, no more tuna, and no more energy drinks at all ever. And I'm pretty much there. And so everything I have is burnable. I know, like burning trash, it seems rude, but I breathe it first. I stand right above it, so I mean, it can't be that bad. Yeah, you burn it, and then you have no trash footprint. And so, like, something I'm planning on doing is, like, making a little shitter pot. Because usually you could poop outside because coyotes eat it. And coyotes will let you know when they've gotten it. A coyote will rage you and then howl afterward. Yeah, coyotes don't howl first and then attack. Coyotes come by in total stealth and they will rage you first. And to them, scat is prime materia. Um, and then they will howl at the outskirts of your camp to let you know you had been raided, like the wet bandits from Home Alone. Yeah. Yeah, careful signing leases with people because it's like some people are sharks for contracts. Some people are like contracts are for self-defense. They're like a legit form of this is what we need. And other people are like the contract itself is the trick. They know that they're gonna be able to fucking scam you on it. So this guy I'm buying from is not that way, and neither am I. But yeah, some people are fishers of men. The fishers of men thing, they're totally serious. They use people to survive, right? They eat people, right? They know they're scamming. They know they like overcharge or have mean rules in their contracts that it's like, well, you owe me now because you signed it, right? There's people who do that. Not everyone's your friend. Not everyone's your friend. Some people care about the welfare of people that aren't them. Some people don't. They don't give a shit. They'll tell you too. They'll be like, yeah. When somebody says, don't trust me, believe them. Don't trust them. There's something in their DNA that makes them self identify. I got issues. Right? So, anyway, yep, getting a new vehicle. I'm excited. I am going to paint it. I'm going to tear the passenger seat out. And I'm going to tear the roof liner out. The roof liner is this huge plastic plush thing, but underneath it is rigging and magnetry. You can put anything there, and that's really key. You don't need to have this comfy. It'll drip though. When it gets really moist or frozen, it'll drip, but you can offset that with like heaters, hand warmers. Yeah. I noticed my vehicles didn't trip a bunch of liquid when I had hand warmers, but there were some mornings when it's like, yeah, I had like water droplets forming on the ceiling and falling on me, which wouldn't have happened if there was a liner, but the benefits of not having a liner were too great. It's better to deal with the drip. And even then, you got magnets. If you have to, you could put a blanket up with magnets. Now you don't have any drip anymore. So anyway. Yeah, big fishing magnets too. One of the best like modular shades is get those big fishing magnets and put a tarp over your vehicle and then put fishing magnets in all four corners so the tarp is like a bonnet. And then when the wind catches, the tarp will expand and then you have a natural shade. and like air protection. Yeah, it's really good. I'm so excited to be on the road again. This time, no drugs at all, and no cans. Like no, I mean like also caffeine. No cans, and that'll be a whole new experience. Probably save some money too. Yeah. I'm a Sagittarius. I'm really good at gambling too. When I have gambled, I won a bunch of money, so maybe I'll get back into gambling. I don't really like gambling because I do love it. Like it's fun to get on a roll, but I don't like gambling because to me it violates intelligence sensibilities. See, what the gambler is saying that you could beat the house edge. The house edges should be a reasonable house edge is 60%. The house wins of all the rounds. The house wins 60%. So they'll always make money, and people can win money. Anything more than that, the house wins 70%, 80%. It's not fair. Not enough winners, but 60% is fair. Yeah. Holographic money should be fun because holographic money is basically because you can go totally destitute broke and still survive with holographic, it gives people more risk and it allows like loss without feeling so bad about it. Like I'll be able to recover, not like I'm out of a job and I have no funds. What do I do? There's people who get homeless because of that. The problem with the way they do it is how is a person who is mentally disabled, how is a person who is so handicapped they can't control their life going to help themselves? They wait for the person to get the doctors and the lawyers and all those people to help them. How are they gonna fucking do that themselves? They won't be able to. You're gonna have to get the freaking government to do it. So holographic money, basic income not printed at debt, efficient outvent. How does the government get money to spend? You gotta do it with Devil's Crew. You gotta do it with the 666, and a part of the spot auction money, 6%, not more than that, 6%, goes to the Devil Crew for spending, and so the Devil Crew can do their own election about what they want to spend it on, and there's no such thing as the Devil's Crew can force things, but it is like the Devil's Crew lets us know what's the Devil Crew job, and all pay the same. Garbage collector, soldier, doesn't matter what it is, you're 666. But what you do is on the money. So you want the money printed with images of your life doing cool things. Dude, you gotta, yeah. It's supposed to be action money. It's supposed to encourage people to live interesting lives. It's mainly to help you get out of your pit of unattractiveness that people got like really fugified by Modest Humble. Y'all, your kids are cute because the government's pedos, but as soon as you get to like past 20, you're like, ugh, what happened? If your ancestors looked hot, they were killed out of jealousy. That's what happened. So, yeah, I'm for people looking hot again, living forever for free. Yeah. Anyway, I'm buying a new car today. I'm excited. This has been a long time coming. This is actually going to be the best vehicle I've ever owned for doing this. I will never lease a new one. It's too expensive, and I don't want to care for it like that. But yeah, one of these old ones. It's going to be nice. I'm going to have nothing but like 3-4 months to just sit around and tinker with it, which is awesome. 3 months. 3 whole months. So, April, May, June. A little bit of this month, a little bit of July. So yeah, it's like late end of 4 months. It's a lot of time to improve a vehicle. Fix her up. Gotta change the motor mounts. It is the motor mount. A lot of people had that issue and they're like, wow, it runs brand new. This just vibrates a lot. It's a great little, I love small engines. Small engines, light load. I don't need to tow anything big. Am I going to take my scooter? I might figure out a place for the scooter to go. Maybe I could have the battery and the scooter along the door or something. That would be cool to keep the scooter. But that's going to be like while you're charging, the car charges the battery, which charges the scooter. So when I get there, I have like a little ride around vehicle, which it's made for off road. Yeah, I've got to keep the scooter. I got to keep the scooter. It's going to be fun. Go look around. Thanks for watching Ash Wednesday. I don't do that anymore. Put some ashes on your head. You know, that's just a takeout thing. We got him. We got him with the ceremony. You are told it's for your good, but it's really for their good. The one thing is there's like slave solidarity. The people who've had to go through that look out for each other. You know, they're not. It's one of the reasons I was able to criticize the government and nothing bad happened to me is who are they going to send? They're not going to leave their bunkers themselves. They're not going to go breathe the air. They're going to want us. They're going to want one of us to do it, and they won't do it because they're all circumcised. They're going to hear what I said and agree. So I really got them in a pickle. Hey, when they promise to take your sight, it's so you can't know what they're doing. Anyway, have a good day. Thanks for watching.